Thank you. Thank you very much. This is the last thing we'll do. It's a little longer than the others. It's called Edge. This is the one I asked the boys to do some blues. I'm sure you're great at blues piano. We want a slow to medium blues riff. You'll hear there may be points where you want to sort of go to star C or something on me and do a nice heartbeat. Just go do. And let the others carry the blues section.
The doo-doo.
Yes, the doo-doo.
The doo-doo.
I forgot that technical term. Okay, and I'll start. You guys jump in whenever you want. This is called Edge. I have been standing in the cold falling rain, hearing the pulse of its heart beat down, seeing the dark images in its shadows like the visions of ancient prophets. And I have seen that I stand in the gutter between the edges, between worlds apart, between gay and straight, between rich and poor, between capital and commune, between woman and man, between every possible polarity you can dream. Looking at those edges not from the other side, but from somewhere between, which is nowhere. And I have disappeared. Don't get me wrong, and don't get it twisted. It may, after all, have been only a dream. It may be I have seen nothing at all, and there was nothing at all to see in the rain. Nothing but a magic shadow show played in the bar, lit by sun and moon and silhouettes of rain, around which waved phantom figures come and go. The rain falling like live knives, slicing the dark to gray worlds that wash them away in a flash, lit by lightning that wakes me with a start. The words of the prophet echo down the centuries, truth grown tired and worn, until the words are only dust, choking off the little breath we gasp to survive the uncertain future we have created for ourselves. And in the words we hear echoing somewhere distant, the pulsing of a heartbeat pounding like a hammer, and feel that pulse drawing us out toward the edge. Oh, I've lived too long, too near the edge, stood too close to where it happens, seen what I should not have seen, heard it all and hear it still in living dreams I cannot escape. There are people living on the edge. It is true. I've seen them there, clinging to the thin line between them and the other side of their reality. I've stood behind them as they clung, hopeless noses pressed to some window, to some place they could not enter. And I have stayed in the shadows, knowing they would not see me there. I have seen the best minds of my generation, and they are the same as those seen long ago. And they are not just America, and they are not destroyed after all, nor drag themselves through black streets, but stand waiting arm in arm to hold firm against that rough beast that's our come round, as it slouches unrelenting through every street, seeking some holy land at preordained birth. Don't get me wrong, and don't get it twisted. Many people strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. What does it matter in the end? What does it matter who is hero and who not? When it may, after all, be only a dream, and there was nothing at all to see but the rain through which we come and go like phantoms, as the rain falls like knives, slicing the dark impulse of winter midnight streetlight rain, creating worlds that wash away in a flash of lightning that wakes us with a start. There are people, cries in the wilderness. There are people, cries in the wilderness. There are people gathered in the streets, flooding the streets of every town and city, cries in the wilderness of great streets, cries in the wilderness of great streets, gathered with pens and with pitchforks, crying for justice all over this land. Men and women standing arm in arm everywhere, warning of danger, crying out a warning, cries in the wilderness. In the room, the people come and go, talking of what they have seen out there, but they don't go out there. And tears. Just a little boy standing in the rain. And rain keeps falling like helpless tears. Still falls the rain with a sound like the pulse of the hammer beat, of the heart that is chained to the hammer beat. And rain keeps falling like helpless tears. The boy disappears. Still I feel the heartbeat beating underneath everything. The pulse of the heart that is chained to the hammer beat. The pulse of the heart that hammers out love. The pulse of the heart that hammers out danger. The pulse of the heart that hammers out a warning. The pulse of the heart that hammers out hatred. While the rain keeps falling like helpless tears. While the best among us lose all conviction. While the worst go forward passionate and grief. And the heartbeat pulses behind everything. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. It may after all have been only a dream. It may be I have seen nothing at all. And there was nothing at all to see in the rain. Nothing but a magic shadow show played in a box lit by sun and moon against silhouettes of rain, around which we phantom figures come and go. The rain falling like knives, slicing the dark to create worlds and wash them away in a flash, led by lightning that wakes me with a start. I've lived too long, too near the edge, stood too close to where it happens, seeing what I should not have seen, and heard it all and heard still, in living dreams I cannot escape. The words of the prophets echo down the centuries, truth grown tired and worn until the words are only dust, choking off the little breath we have to survive the uncertain future we have created for ourselves. And in the words we hear echoing somewhere distant, the pulsing of a heartbeat pounding like a hammer, and feel that pulse drawing us out toward the edge. Surely some revelation is at hand. Cries in the wilderness behind the lines. This is the way the world ends. Cries in the wilderness between the lines. This is the way the world ends. Cries in the wilderness between the lines. This is the way the world ends. Cries in the wilderness between the lines. This is the way the world ends as we stand waiting arm in arm to hold firm against that rough beast. It's our come round. As it slunges unrelenting through every street, seeking some holy land of preordained birth, and some ancient anarchy is loosed upon the world. But don't distress yourself with dark imaginings. But don't worry, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. And the dark you see is only rain falling. Too long living, not on the edge like some. Too long living in gutter flows. Between the edges where the shadows flow. Between the edges able to see the dark that consumes their life. I'm with you in Rockland, he shouts out loud. Cries from the wilderness with conviction. Is anybody there? Does anybody hear him? Is Rockland just another dream in the dark? His voice an echo of something that is no more? A cry in the wilderness between the lines? I'm with you in Rockland. Fades in the distance. His voice disappears. But don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. It may, after all, have been only a dream. It may be that I have seen nothing at all.